Okay, what's up, guys? This is Mark Augustine, and I could go in because most of you guys don't know who I am. I've been dropshipping on eBay since 2011, which is a very long time. I've sold over $20 million on like all the different platforms. And my goal with this YouTube channel is to try to help you guys make money online, right? And recently, there was a dude called Joran that made $3,000 in like 30 days, who is a part of Ecom Sniper. And this gentleman here, Ronnie, is part of Ecom Sniper as well. And I've had him on the channel, and we were solving some other problems today. But Ronnie, you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
My name is Ronnie, and I've been in the e-com space for less than a year, around a year, I think. I started in January, and yeah, that's basically it.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna back to Euron, right? So like about a month ago, I want to say, maybe 6 weeks ago, Euron is this dude who's drop shipping in the US from the Netherlands, right? And in one of the weekly meetings, he did a thousand product substitution, didn't have any results. So I was like, okay, something is wrong because if you're doing that much, like you would get results, right? So we talked about that in a meeting, and no one like he was making like $20 a day, right? And no one really like people like whatever. So I got on a call with him, and like the thing is, he is just like he used to be a professional gamer, and he's like very similar to this kid that I met. There's this kid called Carlos I had on my channel before, who was a professional gamer as well, who was like on my channel like 5 years ago, right? So like he's used to just sitting on the computer and like doing whatever. So I show him this thing, and like he literally made $200 in a day profit, and we made a video on YouTube about it. And now, like, I interviewed him again today. I didn't post the video yet, but in the past 30 days, he sold 23,000 US, dude, in the US, right? And made
That's
like
insane.
$3,000 or $4,000. And he is doing the same thing that Americans could do or are doing, but his margins are a little less because of like some like currency conversion or something like that. And there's like an extra international fee that eBay charges him. But he's actually doing it. So go ahead. So what do you want to know? I want you to get there. That's my goal.
Okay, yeah, so I think we had a weekly meeting a couple weeks before, and then you mentioned something about high ticket sales, and that's basically what I wanted to dive into more. Because during the my early months of Econ Sniper, I kind of just came to the realization that lower margins kind of sell more compared to higher margins. But then if you want to
Right.
make more money, you can just convert to high ticket sell with low margins.
Right. So
So
it's
that's the
two
main problem.
things. It's two things,
Yeah.
right? When I do bulk listing, I do like 60%, but I don't sell anything less than $30. So it's a little higher than when people do bulk listing. But the only way when you're doing bulk listing, you would get like $1,000 in profit, 2,000 sometimes if you run the like sales every day and do everything properly. And the only way I know how to push sales is like sniping and product substitution. It's kind of like the same thing, right?
Okay.
And that's
So
what Euron did. The only difference, why I think Ecom Sniper does most of a lot of it faster than doing it manually, but why I
mhm.
think we didn't really talk about it too much before is that most people want to come in and do a little bit of work and make money, right? So bulk listing kind of works. It works for
Mhm.
like that purpose. But
Yeah.
if like you sitting down and you're trying to make 1,000, 2,000, $3,000, if you're gonna be putting in like 2 hours a day, you're gonna want to do something. You may want to do something that would give you more control over like how you could push your sales now. So that makes it more like kind of gamified. You get a quicker response. The bulk listing, you could list for like 2, 3 months and then figure out you made a mistake or you should lower margins or whatever,
Mhm.
which is fine,
Yeah.
right? You're still making money, but it's not
Yeah.
as like responsive, or you don't
Mhm.
control how much sales you get if you don't put in the work and do the actual product research.
I think when I started increasing the prices, not okay, when I started selling more expensive items, right? Those items that are like 30, $50 on Amazon with like 60% margin on eBay,
Right,
or I mean like 60 or even higher, right? But I think it's around like 80, 70 because of the sales event. But yeah.
right,
But what I
right,
realized is that the quality of buyers deplete as the higher you go. Because I think
Ah,
when people view eBay, they don't view it as like a valuable item retailer. They view it as like a quick, simple, like a
like a flea market.
quick secondhand, yeah, like secondhand flea market or like a yard sale, right? So I think
Right,
there's a lot of lack of trust when it comes to high ticket sales. I think that's the issue I face because when I was selling low valued items during my couple first 3 months, I had a large amount of sales. Well, not like number of sales, but I made much more revenue compared to now.
right,
But then now, yeah, now I'm starting to shift a bit to like $30, $50 items on Amazon. And now I'm seeing less sales. Let's just keep going down. But I
right.
think that's probably the issue. It's just
But
trust,
are you
and I
seeing
I don't
more
really
problems with the higher price items?
problems as in like customer service issues or
Yeah,
like
like
problems
customer
as in like
service or returns or anything.
uh actually yeah. Yeah, I'm actually seeing much more. Because usually yeah, I'm actually seeing quite a bit more. I think now I think I'm still above average, but I think my return percentage is like above the average. It's like in like the orange tier, like this the red, orange, and green,
Right.
I think. Like, yeah. So I'm up there.
Okay,
But
well,
I
if
asked
you
some.
okay, well, if what you were doing in the beginning were getting you a certain amount of sales, bulk list the low ticket items, but the bulk listing doesn't take a lot of time. So you could
Yeah.
prune 2, 3, 4,000 items, bulk list 100 every day, but also do sniping and product substitution of 30 items a day. Because you in Ecom Sniper long enough and your eBay account is old enough that you could sell $1,000 a day and eBay wouldn't freak out.
Yeah, I think that was just my issue.
And
And
even if you're
mhm,
doing product substitution and sniping, if you are
mhm,
only comfortable with the lower price items, which is fine, there's no
mhm,
problem with that. I understand what you're saying. You can sell a lot,
yeah.
you have less returns or whatever.
Mhm,
Focus on sniping and product substitution in cheaper items.
mhm,
That's
mhm,
like, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
still do that process, restrict what you're doing to what you feel comfortable with cheaper items. Because I know what you mean, right? Like I sold the
Mhm,
AC and made like $200 on the AC. I'm waiting 30 days to make sure that they don't send it back. It's a
Yeah.
$1,000 sale,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
right? So I know
That's
what you
yeah,
mean. A
okay.
lot of people don't want to deal with that type of stuff.
And another thing is that I think financially speaking, or like in terms of revenue, selling low ticket items would technically be better for me. But I feel like the ceiling is just suppressing down if I keep sticking to low ticket
No,
items.
no. Wait.
Really?
If you stick to low ticket items with bulk listing, I agree with you. But if you do
Mm-hmm.
product substitution and sniping with low ticket items, the
Mm-hmm.
ceiling will go up like exponentially. Like if
Okay.
you're selling 100, 200, 300, 500 is your biggest day and the other days are like low. When you do product substitution or sniping, even if it's low ticket items, you could push it to $500 a day, $700 a day
Okay. Yeah.
in like 2 weeks. If you sit
Okay.
down for an hour or two every day and
Mm-hmm.
snipe or product substitute as many items as you can with that like 90 minutes a day for the next 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
you would get to like $500 at least
Yeah.
sales every day. Not like the
Okay.
spikes that you get when you do bulk.
Okay. Yeah. And another thing is like because the reason why I say that is because from my personal experience in like I said in the early months of Econ Sniper, I was only selling low ticket items, so like things that you would see on Amazon for like 5, 8, $10, right?
Right. And you
And you
sell it
would
for
list
like
them, right?
10,
Yeah,
13, 15,
yeah,
20.
or like even 20. And then those worked, but then the thing is that when I started slowly increasing the like slowly moving to more expensive items, like to 15, $20 items, I started seeing a greater growth. But then I think to one point everything just all crashed down. I think there's a point where you get too expensive, buyers don't trust you.
Right.
I think
Well,
that's
bulk
my
list the cheaper items
skepticism.
and product substitute,
Yeah.
whatever, even the cheaper items. But that will give you the
Mhm.
push up.
And
But put
I
in the
think
time and you would see the
another
results fast enough that
yeah.
the time would be worth it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think my issue is that I don't really majority of my sales don't really come from sniping or product substitution, so I don't really have a fine grip on how to do those things. Because like what like when you do product substitution, are you directly looking for products that are available? I mean, are you directly looking for products that are available all over Amazon, like car parts or like things factory made, like heavily
I don't
manufactured items?
really, when you try to product substitute like car parts, that's a hard
Hmm.
niche because it's actual like part numbers and so on, right? Even ACs, I just got lucky with the AC. But like, I'll give you an example. Like a lot of furniture, like carports, I listed like a 20 by 20 carport, like gazebos, you'll have different quality gazebos that were the same size. So those, a lot of those type of items, you could, I mean, I can show you, right? If you on your computer, right? Share your screen, I can show you.
Wait, product substitution is when you take the snipe titles and then you put it under a different product, right?
Right, right, right.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. Okay, wait. That just cleared a lot of things for me. I don't know
Right. So
why,
you
but I
manually
thought,
doing it. You
yeah,
go in one by one.
yeah.
So you
You
go in
know,
on the
okay.
item page and you go in one by one.
Okay, yeah, because I actually thought product substitution was when you get in like when you get an order, you would try to find a different Amazon supplier that's for cheaper. I don't know why.
Right.
I think
Someone
like yeah,
said
well, like what do you
you are
do
the
when
second person that said that. Someone said that like a
yeah.
week ago. I was like,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah, someone actually brought that up
Yeah.
in the meeting maybe last week.
Yeah, because I thought it was like something that you do when your Amazon supplier is like out of stock, you would find
Right,
the
right.
next one.
That's the exact same
Yeah.
thing. You're not the only person that asked the same question.
Yeah, I thought yeah, because when I hear product substitution, I correlate it with out of stock listings, you know?
Right,
So I
right.
would
Because
yeah, okay.
I
I
think
that
early in some of the videos with Ecom Sniper,
hmm hmm
Sammy named that product substitution. So I think that's why.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he did.
Right,
Yeah, okay. That
right.
just cleared a lot of things for me. It just clicked right now, Just right now it
Okay.
started clicking. Okay, yeah, I understand now. I guess that's cleared out of the way, but the other thing is sniping. Because sniping, majority of the time, I find items would break even that's around like $10 and they sell it for like 12,
Right.
13.
So listen. So it's
Yeah.
the same, the process that you're doing to snipe, you're
Hmm.
doing, when I say product substitution, you're doing the exact same process. So how do you snipe? When you snipe, what do you do?
I would basically just go I would go to Amazon and just like find their top seller, like most available, like or like most commonly drop ship item from Amazon, right?
Right,
So and then I put it into eBay. I get a whole list of eBay sellers that are selling like clearly Amazon items.
right,
And then I would just look at the rating. I would just try to find sellers that have around 100 or more ratings.
right,
I'll just
right.
click save, 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 save for all the 100. And I think after that I would accumulate I think around 100, 200 sellers.
Right. Then you
And
put
after that,
them through
yeah,
the competitor research.
yeah.
Okay.
And then my filters would be last three days sold 3 times. I'll just do that.
Okay. So that's the first thing. When you do last 3 days sold 3 times, you're
Mhm.
reducing the listings insane,
I know, yeah.
right?
But
So
yeah.
like so it reduce. I've never even thought about going that low. Like I do
Oh, really?
4 sales in 30 days.
I think that was taught in the course. That's
Okay, I
probably
don't know,
why.
but I do 4 sales in 30 days. That will give
For
you
itself?
4 sales in 30 days, right?
Oh, okay. That wow, that's that would be a lot. Okay, if I done that.
Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
then, so when you get to that point and you're going
Mhm.
through the listings, you're saying that a lot of the times or most of the times you can't make any money, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just no room.
So I'm saying all you're doing is that process with the 4 and 30 days. But when you go to find the item, you give yourself two options. If you find the item and it's profitable, you make the profit. If you can't find the item and it's profitable, look for another item that fits that title. And if you
Mhm.
can find it, list it. So then you get a
Okay.
higher percentage of items through that
Okay.
process that list and gets that same type of boost that would happen if it's sniping. Right. So now you kind of understand. Now it clears
Yeah.
up a bit
So
of things, but go ahead.
yeah. Wait, so two options are either just sniping that item directly or finding a different product that has the same description but at a lower cost, right?
Right.
A lower cog.
And
Okay.
then when you go through that process, you would
Hmm.
get a kind of feel for like the type of type. Like when I was doing it, I realized, wait, gazebos, I could substitute a ton of gazebos. So I went and found all the top selling 10 by 13s and 12 by whatever and whatever, and then found the cheapest shit on Amazon to fix the size. But
Okay.
I could not, sometimes I could beat the price by like $100. So although I'm not selling the same item, I would rank, but the price would be so much less. There's a chance that the buyer will buy the item. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So, okay. How long would this, did you just go through each each listing in the sold by sold 4 times by 30 days?
Yep,
Just each
yep,
one?
yep, yep.
Okay, that is a lot of time.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the thing is, you would get to, with the time, you would get to used to, like, I'm used to, like, okay, that's not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sammy, salam, brother.
Welcome salam. I didn't know it was
Hey,
recording.
Sammy.
Thought this was private.
Yeah.
How
No,
you
Man,
so
doing,
this
man?
this is it feels amazing to be like in the same call with Mark and Sammy, bro. It feels unreal.
I'll tell you, bro,
Yeah.
you're the real hero in all of this, man.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
the progress that you made within a year, bro, my days. How old are you again, Ronnie?
I just turned 18 this
he's
year.
18,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So,
the real
but
legend, bro.
no, I can't lie. Like
Bro,
I'm really thankful for Ecom Sniper because if I didn't like discover Ecom Sniper, I wouldn't be able to like live out here by myself. You know, my parents and my whole like family is like in out of the country right now. I just been living off of the old like my own money that I'm making.
wait, where are you?
He's
I'm
in
in Los Angeles.
California.
Yeah.
On your own?
Yeah, my whole family's in Asia.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about that earlier because I didn't realize, like, I went to the US by myself when I was 18, right?
Mhm.
And like, that's kind of crazy. So the fact that he's doing the same thing and in California, Jesus.
I think the one thing is Ronnie, like, bro, we've had like 800 people come into Ecom Sniper,
Mhm.
and how many people survived after that? You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
You gotta give yourself more credit. It
Yeah.
was really you
Okay.
in the end of the day. I remember you joined almost every meeting in the beginning.
Yeah. It was a bit of a rocky. This one
Bro,
has been a bit rocky
it's all
because of
recorded, bro.
college. Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
talking about, I'm just drawing reference to what we were talking about. The results that Joran had like pretty recently, I didn't even post a video where he sold like 23,000. I recorded it. What he is doing and the fact that it's working now, I was just trying to break down some of the type of work it entails to get that done and clarifying certain things with Ronnie now. But we've gotten through all of that.
You gotta be a gamer. You
Right,
gotta be
we talked about that
a gamer.
because remember Carlos, you
Yeah.
would remember Carlos, but he was from Costa Rica and he was in Grand Camp. He was a gamer also.
I
And
remember Carlos. Yeah.
right, and it was just like that. It was like you gave him a certain framework and he was just like go, and he was like raw, and the results just came. But I was, but I'm taking the time to break down what someone like that would do. You know what I mean? And I was actually talking about that with a psychologist today to try to figure out how to break that down for YouTube. But that's a
I
long story.
I wonder if it has to do with like addiction or like dopamine or
That's
ADHD or
part
something
of,
like that.
right. That is part of it
Yeah.
because gamers gaming tends to trigger dopamine, and the people that focus on it tend to like ride that wave psychologically. But
Ronnie, do you find it's like a game to you?
Yeah, I feel like at certain points you go into like this flow state where you see how do I say this? It's like I mean like when I reach like a certain point in my work where I'm just more focused, I feel like I
Does it
envision
feel like
a
work?
better yeah, I feel like I envision it as like how I say it's like experience points, you know?
Yeah.
Like certain
There you
steps,
go.
like yeah, you
Ronnie's
you
made
would
from the
get to
same
that
cloth.
point.
Exactly. Yeah.
right, so but what I'm trying to
Mark, let
figure,
me ask you this. Did it ever feel like work to you all these years?
Um, not essentially,
The
but it
only
felt like
thing that felt like
yeah.
work for me was customer service. The moment I
Yeah, oh
outsourced
yeah.
that,
right, I don't like customer service. I hate customer service.
I remember because in the early days you got a partner and you just did
Right.
all the sniping and you made somebody else do everything else.
Right,
Yeah.
but what I'm trying to figure out, like I don't think the gamers have quick success, right? So what I'm trying to figure out is what do the gamers do with their time that someone else could learn from, even if they're not executing as like quickly as a gamer, right? You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Although you may not be able to get those same results because your brain just doesn't work that way.
No, I disagree, man. I think what ends up happening is nobody knows they're a gamer until they start gaming, right?
Right. But you have to
Yeah.
give them something to start with. You have to like,
Mark, think about it this way. Gambling is the most addictive thing, right?
right.
Right. But nobody knows, nobody's a gambling addict until they start gambling, right?
No, right. But that's beside. But for YouTube, I'm trying to break down what he is doing so that people watching can be like, okay, this is what I'm missing. This is what I'm not missing. Maybe this. You see what I'm saying? So that's what
So
I
I,
was.
I
But
I can give you the data. Like I
no,
have the
right.
data
We
from
don't need
the
that right now, but I'm just saying we did
yeah.
that earlier in the video, and it's
Okay.
just like it's just a kind of like how to more than anything else. Because like initially when Ronnie heard the term product substitution, he was thinking replacing products that sold and were out of stock, right? And remember in a meeting, someone also thought that. Someone said the same thing. I can't remember where, but they
Yeah.
misunderstood what it meant in the first place. But yeah, so it was just all of that. But with the data and stuff, we can make a separate video specifically on that.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah,
Well,
Ronnie, did you get what you kind of understand what we talked about so far though?
yeah, I actually have like one more question that's related to sniping. When you
Perfect.
product substitute, you don't really get an accurate estimate of your profit margin. How do you like do you spend the time like directly calculating, or do you just like eyeball it and just like, oh, I'll probably make some money off of this?
Eyeball it.
Just eyeball it? Okay.
Eyeball it, yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
like if my margin is set at 60%, right? And
Yeah.
I find a product substitution, I would look at the price on the Amazon page. And once I hit import, if it goes up, I'm happy because it's higher than 60%. If it
Okay.
goes down, I just have to be like accepting that it's less than 60%. But that is what, and I personally make a note. I'm listing like 30 items a day. I'm just a weirdo, right? I'm not saying you should do this, but like, I would be like, okay, I listed one that was above 60% sweet, one that was below, and kind of like try not to list too many below the 60% that the rest of the store is on. So like
I
to make sure you'll be happy with the profit.
I thought when you list, like when you snipe something and you click import, it just puts like the price of the snipe listing 5 cent
You
below.
can change it.
Oh, really?
You
I
can
didn't
change
know that.
it
Right.
directly on the Amazon listing.
No, but I'm saying
Oh,
before I
okay.
hit import, you would
Yeah.
see before you hit import,
Oh, the price before. Yeah.
there's a price that Ecom Sniper would set if it was set at your margin. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah, I
after
understand.
you hit import, you would see it change.
Mark, I
Oh,
have
okay,
a
that
different
makes
take on
sense.
this, yeah?
No, I'm
So,
just saying what I
yeah.
do on a daily.
No, makes total sense. Ronnie, the way that I do it, right? Well, I don't do it anymore, but when I used to do it, the way that I would do it is every time if I did the research for one item, right, I let the market decide the maximum amount I'm gonna get from it. Do you get what I mean? Like I'll go to the competitors, check the lowest price, whether it's like 60% or 50% or 80%, like I'll take
Yeah.
it. The reason
Okay.
why is because I did all of that work up front to do that research. And that research, right, it's kind of like playing a game. You don't know what it's gonna end up. Maybe you're gonna have like a $50 margin, maybe it's gonna be a $10. I'll take the win because I put in the work to do that research. The accuracy is too
Okay.
high not to list. Do you get what I mean?
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Say
Okay.
that again, Sammy. Say that again.
The accuracy of product substitution is too high not to list it just
Right,
because
right,
you're
right,
not
right.
making
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
50%.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
And
you don't have to get the margin, right? The items are
oh,
gonna sell.
wait, Sammy, I actually have a question. when do you think there would be a feature where you could automatic snipe? Because with the advances
Thank
of
you. Wait,
AI,
hold on, hold on,
you
hold
know,
on, hold on,
because
hold on, hold on.
like Sammy,
Thank you.
with the advances of AI, I feel like a lot of
It
product
can be
description
automated.
could be, yeah, a lot,
Yes,
because like
Sammy. So wait.
Amazon,
Stop talking,
yeah,
Ronnie. Let Sammy answer.
yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking at realistically a time frame for it is
Okay.
like we're talking about I think in a month we should have like the first beta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really
And
excited.
September, October.
Yeah.
Okay, that only gives 1 month to make money for Christmas.
hey, this method is gonna be like I think what's gonna end up happening
Yeah.
is the tool. So this is my honest thoughts on product substitution with that tool, right? I
Hmm.
think that the moment it's released, there's actually gonna be like a 1 year window where people are gonna make like a parabolic amount.
Right, exactly,
So,
exactly.
people who are making like 2,000, 3,000 a month are gonna start to make like 20, 30,000 in a year, in a
Right,
month, right? But then what's gonna happen is next year coming, it'll become like the standard way of drop shipping.
Yeah.
right. So that
And
would turn into two, three, $4,000 a month, real quick.
right. So my advice is, the tools are advancing, the systems are getting better, right? And like
No, but I would say not to release it unlimitedly. You can't.
I mean, there's gonna be a cost anyways because there's the AI is gonna it's using a
Right,
bunch of brain power, right?
right,
But I mean, it's not gonna matter, right? You list one item, like even if you spent the dollar, if you make $10 back, who cares?
right.
You know what I
But
mean?
don't you think it's inevitable though, from a technological standpoint? Don't you think it's inevitable that is going to have to be the standard, if you understand what I'm saying?
I think that the moment the tool is released, for like a year, maybe 2 years, right, we're gonna have like this huge growth window. Because
Right.
think
Yeah.
about it, how many years you were here and nobody made automatic sniping?
Right, yeah, I know, and I know why. Like when we looked at the numbers, we deliver, and we had the API, so it could have been done easily, but we didn't do it because of the same reason. So I understand, but I also feel like
I don't know. Like I try to make the automatic sniping back then. It just without the AI, it wasn't accurate enough.
so
There was
what we were doing back then is that these guys from who has Track Tackle, what's his name
yeah,
again?
Jordan.
Right. So Jordan software used to have a big database of matching Amazon to Walmart and eBay, and
Mm.
because of how it was tracked at the time. So we were
Yeah,
using an API to them to match, and then the API to eBay to pull the information.
right. But Capital One didn't even get it right. They have like their price matching software.
Right. But all of it wasn't perfect. But
That's what
instead
I
of
meant.
like what I'm saying is the time that it would take to snipe, if you got like out of 6 items, one correct, and you just had to click through the others, you could forget about clicking through the others and keep the ones that work. You know what I mean?
Right, right. So that
So
would
it still sped
100%
up
work.
the
Yeah.
process. But I know what you mean. It over time, something like that would close the space and the variance on the platform.
Right. So in my opinion, what everybody should be doing, and Mark, you know this truth as well, right? Ronnie, you should learn this business lesson, right?
Hmm.
While you're here.
Yeah.
In every business, right, there is a moment in time where you make the most money that you'll ever make,
Hmm.
right? Like you're gonna like this phenomena. I don't know why it happens. Mark's been through it. I've been through
Yeah.
it. Like every entrepreneur is gonna go through this, right? You're gonna run this business, right? And one day it's just gonna go parabolic, right? But for how long? It doesn't last, right? It's gonna go back down. You're still gonna make your monthly income of like 5K, 10K, whatever. But there's gonna be a window in time where all the riches are made. Do you get what I mean? And at that
Yeah.
time, you should prepare for that time to come. And by
And wait, hold on. And I think that time is kind of right now. And I
yeah,
only say that because the actual to see a gamer like Euron just produce this amount of money in this short space of time is actually kind of crazy. It's not because remember Sam, you're saying he was making $20 a day or something.
Right, but let me give like the most important advice that I tell everybody all the time,
Right.
right? Make your eBay accounts, right? Like even if they're sitting, even if they're warming up, like make your eBay accounts. And like otherwise what's gonna happen is it's the guys who invested like $1 in Bitcoin and they made like $1,000. That's great, but you could have made like so much more by putting 1,000 down. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Mark, would you get do you get my point on that?
Yeah. But there are too many guys that are sitting down not doing the work. So I am just trying to get people to be like, sit down and make money as well. You know what I mean? Because like I had this I don't want to go back and like go too off topic now because we have 2 minutes. So guys, we when we started this video, we just kind of like talking through product substitution, different strategies, talking about what Ronnie did. So like, subscribe, check out. There's a calendar that I could do a one-on-one with you guys. In the description, we have free resources, and if you comment, we'll respond and all the good stuff. So have a good Sammy, you want to say anything before we go? We have 1 minute.
It was nice to see the boys today.
No, we have 1 minute. So take 45 seconds.
I don't have
If
anything
you
to
had
say.
to
Just
give
make your
advice
eBay.
to someone who's watching and they're like, I am not drop shipping on eBay.
If you're not drop shipping on eBay, then I don't know, just get a job. Like, because honestly, man, I think this stuff is like right now we have like 300 people here, right? We just got to do the best to make sure everybody here is successful. And if you want to join us, then feel free. We're gonna be here. But whoever's missing out, then like I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not gonna lose sleep at night for that.
All right, guys, have a good one.